Hey YouTubers, welcome to the Cyber Overwatch channel. I am Pragmatic1, and in this video I decided to do a simple security assessment. I will briefly cover recon enumeration and exploitation. By all means, this is not a comprehensive video. Maybe at another time I will do a more comprehensive series. If you find this content informative and you are interested in cybersecurity, please like and subscribe to the Cyber Overwatch channel. You can find more content on www.cybersec.com. In this scenario, I performed a network discovery scan to see what was on the network, 10.10.177.0/24. Using a variety of information gathering methods, I was able to discover an IP 10.10.177.183. I now have a target that I want to investigate further, so I'm running an nmap scan on this host. Since this is a security assessment, I'm not too interested in stealth, so I'm going to go with the command that's displayed, which is nmap -lowercase s uppercase s capital A dash capital T 4 dash VV 10.10.177.183 dash O capital A, and then the directory where I'm getting the output, which is going to be my home directory. This will perform a send scan. The dash A will initiate a version detection, OS detection, and script scanning. The dash T4 is setting the timing to 4, more aggressive. Also set the scan to verbose, which will allow for more information regarding the scan. And I set the output to dash lowercase o capital A to generate all nmap formats. So looking at the scan, you can see that it's basically showing step by step as nmap is scanning, lets you know that it discovers ports, and as we see from the results here, it provides a lot of information. From running the scan, I can get a lot of information about the host. Based on the results, I see the host is Linux, Ubuntu to be exact. It has several ports that are open, port 2280, 139, 445, 8009, and 8080. So let me scroll up here, and you can see that ports that are detected as open. Looks like the host name is basic2. If we look at the SMB OS discovery, again, it shows that it's a Samba, so it has a Samba service running on Ubuntu. Again, the host name is basic2. As we see here, OS CPE shows that it's Linux, and OS details, it shows that it's Linux. And I can also see that Apache version 2.4.18 is running on the host, and using port 80, port 8009, and port 8080. I will continue where I left off. I got some good information from the nmap 34.203 as shown on the screen. Enum for Linux takes a bit, so I'll pause the video and resume when the scan completes. Looking at the results of enumeration, I can see the host allows null authentication or anonymous login. It also looks like it shows more information verifying the OS. It also looks like I was able to enumerate an SMB share called Anonymous. I was able to enumerate two usernames, Jan and K. A few ways to check SMB shares. I can use SMB client, or I can use a GUI file manager like Thunder in Kali. If I use SMB client, I'll type the basic command as shown on the screen, SMB client IP address /anonymous. When I hit enter, I should get prompted with a password prompt. Since it looks like the host accepts anonymous login, I'm just going to hit enter and I get a prompt. So if I want, I can type in help and it should show me the commands that are available. So if I want to look at the share, I'll just type in dir, D-I-R, hit enter, and as you can see, I see a file called staff.txt. So if I want to download that, I'll just type in get staff.txt and hit enter. So it should tell me that the file is downloaded. So if I go to the file manager, I should see the file in my home directory. So as you can see, I have the staff.txt file in my home directory, so I'll just double click on it. So as we can see here, the text file points to two usernames, Jan and K. It looks like the same information that I gathered from Enum for Linux, and it doesn't look like there's anything else that's useful, so let me go ahead and move on to port 80. Due to another break, I needed to reboot the target system. The IP changed to 10.10.230.2. Investigating port 80 from a brief review, it does not look like there is much information provided. The webpage just states that the site is undergoing maintenance. Looking at the page, there is nothing to click on. One thing to check is the web page source. Usually you can just access this by right-clicking on the site and selecting view page source. All there appears to be is an entry from the dev advising to check the dev notes. It does not look like there is much more information. Let's see what shows up on port 8080. Looking at port 8080, I can see a default Tomcat page. If I were to click on the buttons, looks like I get a login box. Let me check port 8009. If I check port 8009, it looks like there's nothing useful. At this point, it may be a good idea to run a web testing app like Burp Suite or Zap. In this case, I think I will brute force using FUF to see if there's any hidden accessible directories on the web server. FUF stands for Fuzz Faster You Fool. It is a web fuzzer written in Go language used for web directory and virtual host discovery that uses the get and post parameters. Running FUF, I see that it found a few default web files, but it also found a development directory. If I browse to the directory, it looks like there are a couple of text files, dev.txt and j.txt. Looking at the dev.txt file, it looks like K states that the web server may be running struts in version 2.5.12, which may be vulnerable and something to check. K also discusses SMP, but we already checked that and found some information. Moving on to j.txt, reviewing the file, it mentions the etc/shadow file, which contains user passwords on Linux hosts. It states that K was able to crack Jan's password very easily. So based on the information so far, there may be two avenues of attack. One, check whether the host is vulnerable to struts, and two, see if brute forcing Jan's password on SSH is successful. Let's try brute forcing Jan's password with Hydra using the following command listed in the CLI. I will pause this video while it runs. Hydra can take some time to run. The Hydra scan completed. Hydra flagged Armando as the password. Let's see if the credential is worked. I'll try to authenticate to the host via SSH using the following command shown in the CLI. I get prompted to continue, so I'll type yes, and I'll type in Armando. From this point, you can do some post-exploitation enumeration. I usually run linps to look at escalation opportunities, or I'll review GTFO bins, or run Linux priv checker. I will cut this video short for today, but I will make part 2 starting where I left off in this video. Thank you for watching this video on Cyber Overwatch channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or contact me using the contact form on the website www.cybersec.com. Until next time, keep learning. The only way to improve is to keep learning. Pragmatic1 signing off.